First, Democratic and Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill have introduced bills aimed at police reform, but each party's legislation faces opposition from the other side. Marshall Keeley spoke to a local congressman about his role in the discussions. Marshall?
Jen, Republican Congressman Fred Keller was a co-sponsor of the Justice Act. That was a bill introduced by Republican lawmakers. A separate bill was introduced by Democratic lawmakers. Now Keller is calling for more cooperation across the aisle. He says the Justice Act would provide additional training resources to police, reform the hiring process, and put more body cameras on officers. Keller says most police officers do a good job serving their communities, but he called the events that unfolded in Minneapolis and Atlanta tragic. He says he wants to hold officers accountable and prosecute those who have done wrong to the fullest extent of the law, but he doesn't believe one officer's actions represent all officers. Democratic lawmakers said that the Justice Act doesn't do enough, and earlier this week, the Senate voted the act down. Democratic Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, said Republican lawmakers had taken their lead from some of the Democratic Party's pointers, but they, quote, pulled punches. Yesterday, the House passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, a bill introduced by Democratic lawmakers. That bill targets police discrimination, establishes a database of police misconduct records, and says that the use of deadly force should be a last resort for officers. The bill would also limit law enforcement agencies' use of military-grade equipment. The act is not expected to pass in the Republican-controlled Senate, however. Democratic lawmaker Kamala Harris says the bill offers substantial solutions. But Keller says some of the measures limit police officers' ability to protect their community and themselves.
The biggest thing is that they don't allow the police departments to procure the tools necessary to their job. Everybody needs tools to do their job.
When we pass this bill, the Senate will have a choice to honor George Floyd's life or to do nothing.
Coming up at 6, we break down the two laws introduced by both sides of the aisle and what it will take to get that legislation passed. Reporting live in Hollidaysburg, I'm Marshall Keeley, 6 News.